Good morning again. Good morning from Bill. A number of you have asked for a bit more detail about the way the hedge trimmer works on the county. So I thought this morning, because it's not too foul a day, so the light isn't too bad, I thought today in management speak we'd do a deep dive into some aspects of the hedge trimmer control, but it'll probably be, I don't know, a bit more of a, should we say, a shallow relaxed paddle around the controls as opposed to a deep dive. But the first job is I need to put some diesel in the tractor. It'd be embarrassing to try to use it and it glug to a stop. So I'll do that and then we'll get in the tractor and see what happens. So thanks very much for finding the channel again, and see you in a minute. So I've got the engine running. It's an enormous thing and I just want it to just gently warm up a bit before we put some power into it with the hedge trimmer. But while it's doing that, I'll fill it up with I'll have a go at filling it with diesel. So let's give this a go then. It's all filled up with juice. Hopefully I've got the camera set so you can see. So on this hedge trimmer setup there are two oil systems. There's the oil system that's based on the tractor oil pump, and there's the oil system that's based on the pump that pushes oil from this huge tank into the other parts of the controls. So the tractor oil pump powers all of the arm and position controls, and the big tank drives the flails. So if I try to get into the cab, it's very tight, and try and explain how the tractor pump works, we'll see how far we get. Right, on the side of the transmission tunnel here, you might just see this big black control. Basically that's a big switch that diverts or either changes the oil that's in the tractor gear back end to either operate the 3-point linkage, i.e. move the arms up and down, or diverts the oil to the external services, or otherwise known as spool valves. So as you can see at the moment it's pulled out so that it will drive the external services, and the external services is what moves the lever, the arms on the, and the positions on the flail arm. So looking up, I'll see if I can climb. Well, I won't try and climb in. You'll see these levers, they operate the spool valves at the back, i.e. where the oil flows out of the back of the tractor. And you might remember when I set it up, I tie that lever with string. That's because on this tractor there isn't a position where the levers will stay open. They're either up, down or closed. So to continually make sure you've always got control of the levers, control of the arm, you need oil pumping all the time. So my homespun way of ensuring that happens is to use a good old bit of baler cord to tie the handle down, so you can see where it's down relative to the other one. That means oil will always flow out of the back. So with that spool valve, this is looking at it from the back, that spool valve open, I've got it so it's coming out of the top of this spool valve block here. Follow the pipe around and it goes up into the valve, this valve chest. So basically the levers on the valve chest divert the oil to which particular ram you want to do the work. So if we come around this way, so this is where the oil comes in from the back of the tractor, this one here, into the valve chest. Engineering magic happens in there. These levers open and close the valves, and it distributes oil back through these pipes, and these pipes run one ram for tilt, another ram for up and down, and this huge ram here for effectively in and out. So you've got three thingy bobs which enable the trimmer to address the work. So that's a bit of a rudimentary explanation of the way the oil flows to control the arm. If you come down here to the back of the tractor, you see this oil pump connected to the power takeoff shaft. The power takeoff shaft spins and pumps oil from this big tank that you watch me filling up with the oil in, through this new pipe that I replaced into this chest. Essentially there's no on or off. The on and off for this chest is the PTO engagement lever in the tractor. The oil comes through here, pumped through the filter, through these enormous pipes which spiral all the way around the machine till they get to this oil motor. This oil driven motor is connected by a couple of belts to the flail shaft. So essentially that's oil driven as well, but with the power coming from the power takeoff. And the power takeoff lever in the county is this big thing here, and you basically flick this in and out like that, and that engages the PTO shaft, which is once again effectively all oil driven. So there you go. We'll fire it up and have a look. Just getting to this end, you can see this is the mechanical arrangement that moves the valves on the arm controller. So you can see it's just big levers that move those push rods in and out, so you gain some sort of control. So it's got fairly rudimentary movements and fairly rudimentary ways of actuating the thing, but even on a modern hedge trimmer it's essentially the same oil technology. It's just that all of the valves are controlled electronically, so you can do it all with a tiny little joystick just under your left hand. Also, modern hedge trimmers like the ones we use at Rothamsted that you've seen on Josh's films, they have more actions as well. You can slew the hedge trimmer around by 90 degrees, so you can trim behind you. You can maybe extend the ram, which is another control, so you can reach further. You can reverse the flails. You can have the head floating so that it can track ground. So this hasn't got any of that, and I don't care. So let's see if we can put the thing into some sort of action. I'll try and demonstrate the levers, but it's very difficult to talk because this thing is so noisy. But we'll have a go. I hope you found that useful or interesting. Not sure if it would have been useful because I'm not sure how many of those trimmers there are left in the world. You see them every now and again up for sale. But forgive me if it was a bit long-winded, but I was trying to respond to interest that people had shown to give a bit more insight into the way the county and the trimmer work together. What I've also wondered is a lot of people have said they enjoy watching hedges being trimmed. So I'm going to upload a video with no talking or anything like that, just some extended shots of hedge trimming with the county and the Twose trimmer. So those of you that are interested, that'll come up at some point in the future. Thanks for tuning into the channel, and thank you very much for all the really encouraging comments. I really appreciate that. It helps me think about what you might like to see in the future. And till next time, have a nice cup of tea, and I'll see you then. Cheerio.